against gender-based violence. This is a global campaign that runs from the 25th of November all the way up to the 10th of December, and this is International Human Rights Day, and we're talking about all forms of violence. This year the thrust has been, to fight against digital violence, and I saw some very shocking statistics that said about 85% of women who go online have experienced some form of violence. And then you're looking at women in relationships. 1 in 3 women has experienced a form of violence in their lifetime. So it's an important conversation that we continue to have within the 16-day period and beyond. So day 9 today as day 9 out of 16. And we continue to commemorate such an important day. It is also World Disabilities Day, or Persons with Disabilities Day. We'll give you a little insight on that before the end of the evening. Playing underneath the sound of my voice is Be Alright, sounds of Zap. And with that, we get straight into the Capitalk Forum. Joining me is Munashe Nzembe, Canine behavioral scientist. And he's been with us for the past 5 weeks, 6 weeks. We missed one last week, but ultimately it has been a very exciting and informative time. Just learning a little more about responsible pet ownership. So good evening. Munashe joins me once again this evening as we wrap up the series. Hello and good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening. How are you?
I'm good. How was the week? What were you getting up to? How are the dogs? I'm always asking about our furry friends.
It's okay, thank you. The dogs they are good.
Wonderful.
And the thing now is our fur friends, they are good also. Then we had we experienced something different. We had a seminar on the emotional science in Blawayo. So on Sunday I was in Blawayo. The whole day.
Nice,
yes.
And the seminar was on the emotional science of dogs.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the emotional science, yes.
Okay, just share like a little bit with us. Like what sort of signs are you talking about? Aggression, happiness, sadness. Some people can't even see that their dog is sad or depressed.
Yes, stress and other things. How do you read the signs of stress and other things that that was the thing that we were talking about, the stress, and how do you relieve stresses from dogs. So we spend the whole day looking on the emotional side.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Amazing. But it's so exciting to be back with you in the studio as we wrap up this series. So, what we wanted to do today was maybe, do a bit of a recap for somebody who may have missed the things that we talked about. So maybe let's do that. Give us a little bit of a recap. What are some of the important things that we should be looking at before we select a pet breed? Where should I be buying my dog? The puppy. What should I know before I even purchase this animal? And then we get into the essential needs. And this evening we'll end off by just talking about the long-term commitment that comes with pet care and ownership.
Thank you so much. We want to look at this. So, the first thing before you own a dog, the things that you have to know. I've said before about if you want to own a dog, I recommend, because each and every dog have different characteristics and temperaments, and each and every dog has a different purpose. So what I advise to a first-time dog owner, what you can do, the first thing is to research about the breed that you want. So if you research about the temperaments, about the characteristics, then you know the purpose that you need, actually the purpose that you need for a dog. I think that will help each and every new pet owner. If you identify the purpose, then you look for a breed, because each and every breed has different characteristics and temperaments. Maybe you can, you want a dog for pet, either you want a dog that will alert you. So it's very important to search for the purpose that you want. So if you know the purpose, you know the right breed that is suitable for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And you know, a lot of people, you know, seem to only think about pet care from, you know, when it's still a puppy, when the dog is still energetic, when they're still running around and, you know, and keeping you busy. There's also long term, you know, and I think, you know, one of the things also that, you know, we talked about previously was, you know, when your dog is no longer as active as they used to be when they were a puppy. Let's talk about planning for long-term pet care. How do you do that? And is it also breed specific? You know, because I know that there's certain breeds that develop certain issues as they get older. I know when I was with my issues, my hips, you know, they could dislocate hips and things like that. They have fractures, they have, you know, the biliary, depending on, you know, on the type of breed. I know that staffies have that a lot, biliary, kind of bone issues. Then, you know, hepatitis and so forth for your German Shepherds, etc. Let's talk about that and the long-term care and certain issues that can come with age as your pets age.
Thank you so much. That is a very interesting subject about long-term care. On the long-term care, what I recommend first, as I said before, if you are looking for a dog as a first-time owner, you should research the temperaments and characteristics. Is also this applies when you are planning for a long-term care. If maybe you are looking for a German Shepherd, that is the breed that you want. You should know that there are two different types of the German Shepherd. There's a wake line, there's a shoreline. So on the shoreline mostly those are the dogs that are common with this disease that we call hip dysplasia. So this is a disease. Why? Because that dog has short legs at the back and long legs in the front legs. So in the wake line German Shepherds, they have equal legs. And you know what? On shoreline German Shepherd, those dogs, it's a result from an era, and later they were recognized as a pure breed. But the original breed, the first pure breed, was the wake line German Shepherd. And wake line German Shepherds, they live longer than shoreline German Shepherds. Yes, because of their anatomical features. So it's very important to know when you're planning for that. You should plan the diet also. Diet, diet that is suitable for our dogs, to make sure that we have a proper diet for our dogs, so that tingogadzira chikafu, just like tingogadzira chikafu chiri, that zvine effect also patokuchengeta madogs nekugara nemadogs edu for a long time. Zvakakosha tikapa chikafu chiri balanced diet. So just say that is a balanced diet. To go to the back of feed or nutritional value iri balanced also, and we make sure that our dogs, they are well vaccinated, all my vaccines, to make sure that I got budget my vaccines and each and every year to that right. My dogs and my puppies, they usually vaccinated for 5-in-1, and there's also a vaccine for first parvo, second parvo, and also rabies. But yearly there will be 5-in-1 or 7-in-1 with rabies. So let's prepare for that for the long term. Each and every year our dogs should be vaccinated, and this must be done with a veterinarian, a registered veterinarian with a council for veterinaries, not just everyone, because there are some people who are selling these things. So it's very important, who are not registered but they are selling these things. Then also on preparation for the long term, we should also prepare for accidents. You know, dogs may even have some diseases. It's not going to affect our is hip dysplasia. So budget. Like we have my insurances, like my pets. What are my insurances for my pets?
Okay, so you're talking about pet insurance.
Insurance, yes.
Okay. And so, it's available in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
It's something that I was looking into a few years ago, and it wasn't available. I'm happy to hear if you're saying that now. Okay, so pet insurance is available, ladies and gentlemen.
So we have pet insurance. I think like organizations like Capitalk Forum, they can help you with other insurance, because that's where I hate that vari kutoshanda neimwe insurance. Yeah. So zvakakosha kuti pagone tikagonawo zvinhu zvinogona kutisevhawo even for macost atisina kugadzirira kuti aimbwa yedu yatsikwa nemota aida kurapwa yadya something poison and other thing ida kurapwa. So zvakakosha kuti tigare takagadzirira for a long term. Patinogara nembwa yedu tizive kuti izvi maaccidents anokwanisa kuita sei kuwanikwa. Like zvinoitikawo in the area we may have a dog that is affected with parvo or any other disease, and you know diseases they can spread to another dog. So it's very important to observe that your dog is on a safe environment, and we are practicing good hygiene for their safety. So it's very important to do that on the long term, and also on the long term. In terms of behavior, there are certain things that I want to talk about. When you are owning a dog, please make sure that a dog is living at a comfortable environment, because if you confine a dog or maybe tie a dog on that thing may also trigger things like stress, and after that thing may also even contribute to a short lifespan for the dog. So it's very important to observe where your dog is staying, and also tikagona kugadzirisa panhu pakugara imbwa dzedu pagona kuva vanhu vakakura. Maybe what I recommend is togonawo kugadzira space inenge yakati kurei, and also panorara imbwa dzedu ngapave panhu pari flexible, maybe maybe slab that part or even a lawn, but make sure that lawn is dry, apasi panhu pari wet, because we end up having madogs edu antangata ma-pressure sores nezvimwe zve. So vane ma-pressure sores thus starting of certain diseases zvakukata lifestyle yembwa yedu kuti yaita zvironda zvaramba zviita zvichikura, and we end up having ma-problems nezvimwe zve nemamwe ma-finances atinogona kubuda taakutritisa.
Saka mukuti panofanira kunga it's a clean, dry place is where my dog is supposed to be.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay. Interesting and very important. We are looking into what you need to do to plan for your pet's long-term care. What are some ways to cope with the emotional challenges of pet ownership beyond the money, beyond the emotions of, oh my goodness, this dog? I can imagine if you have a dog. I had a very active Jack Russell. It was a she. She used to just if she would start fights, she would destroy things. All this, so you were constantly stressed. I don't know if anyone else has had an experience like that, but how do you cope with some of the emotional challenges? That being an example all the way to, end of life, a life that you had with your dog and the ending of that chapter. How do you deal with all of those, that range of emotions?
Yeah, thank you so much. Maybe the first thing that I want to talk about is that thing that is affecting on because it happens that dogs may even chew things. It's something that hates. Zvinorwadza kurumirwa zvinhu. Magetsi, tambo dzemagetsi. I remember there's someone akarumirwa masofa, zaruma masofa, bva fiber yemota, then zaruma fiber yemota, bva zanopinda mumota make, bva zaruma futi masitsi emota, bva zaruma dashboard. So zvinhu zvokutoti apa mota inenge iri nyowani. Yes, mota inenge itori nyowani. So zvinhu zvakara zvinorwadza zvinogona kuitika, enge pane zvinhu kwazvakawanda kwazvakaita sei kwazvakatoitika, so that zvinhu zvinogona kurwadza muridzi. Zvinokonza stress kuti ndine mari yandakatoisa apo, because mataura another thing about maybe nyaya dzemafinances nezvimwe zvinhu zvekuti maybe waona kugadzirira kuti ndoda kuzobaisa, ndoda kuzotenga chikafu, zvimwe zvinokonza stress. So ukaona uchita stress ipapo ukaona uchita stress because of unetsikana nemari dzotengera imbwa chikafu, you don't afford a dog. So I usually tell people kuti if you don't afford a dog, don't keep a dog. You should be prepared kubuda finances. That's another thing that you have to prepare, because it's also to prepare my fees yavana. I know this is not stress out the show my fees, the show my but let's get prepared to that. Then on the issue yema emotions or zvimwe zvinogona kukonzerwa nemastresses ekuti ndarumirwa zvinhu say there's a statement that I usually say, if a dog mess up, I don't blame the dog, I blame the owner. The reason why imbwa irudaro hauna kuisocialize inaotrainwa zviri proper from puppyhood, because as I said before, dogs, they learn from experimenting and observation. Biting is a normal thing. Remember, these dogs, they have hunting instincts, so hunting is a normal thing. Like there's another video that was circulating on social media when the dog is chewing the bumper, removing
I saw that.
Yes.
I saw that.
Yes, because that is what you call a prey drive. That is a natural thing. The dog is looking for something. But for this instance, this dog yaitotsvaga gonzo raitsvaga, but do you know kuti taigona kutobuda my expenses gonzo raiarova macables emota, but my expenses are very serious. But that is a normal thing. So what I recommend is maybe let's look for my toys nezvimwe zvinhu zvatinogona kushandisa zvinogona kubatsira padrive run red. So imbwa yakagona kuwanawo zvinhu zvainotambisa matoys zvinotibatsira kureduce kune maproblems ekuchuwa bhutsu, other things like maybe masofa nechi, because inonotanga nekuchuwa zvinhu zvidiki but yozopedzisira yakuchuwa zvinhu zvihombe. So please, let's avoid all things zvinhu zvinokonzera stress. I know zvinhu zvinostressa, tinga masofa achidhura, ona imbwa yapinda mumba yadya masofa.
Tuscan leather, dog.
Yes,
Tuscan
yes.
leather, yaruma. You know, as you're saying that, I also saw a video. I don't know how old this video is, how true this is, but you know how some people, I don't know whether there are many people who do that. I know Canine Mariage, I don't know each rapas, or something, or you know, a safe place outside. They dig a hole, they put the tin of money in there.
Mm-hmm.
This dog found the money. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, zvinhu zvinogona.
How do I discipline this dog? Oh no, Tom has found my tin of money.
Alright, chekutanga chandoda kuaddressa is the issue of digging. Yachera pasi. Yeah, because digging, biting is a normal thing, as I said before. So yachera yawana mari pasi yatanga kubvarra mari yaya. Destroying things is something zvogona kuva normal kana ukasaitraina. Some machallenges atanga neni kubva nepapi yangu ichitori diki ndichiregera kuita mahabits asiriyo. So ndini ndanecha that habit yekudestroya zvinhu, yekuchera zvinhu, ndichinecha that habit. So it's very important kuona kuti peti yangu haisi kuita zvinhu zvipi izvozvo, because once ndangoregerera peti yangu kuita izvozvo zvokuchera yaita sei, panapa ndasanga neproblem, yazochera yawana mari iripo, yatanga bvarra mari. I know zvinogona kurwadza. So some of the people, I want to talk reality. Some of the people vanokutoita kutorwadziwa or stress yekupedzisira pamwe atorova imbwa yaya. I know ndozvo zvoita sei zvinoitika kuti yabvarira mari yangu, ndakachengeta mari yangu pasi. So but apa ndikudzisira kune muridzi, I blame the owner, I don't blame the dog. Yeah, I don't blame the dog, because imbwa yachera nditi inge ndindakanecha mahabits.
So how do I, I've nurtured the habits, how can I come back from that? How do I deal with this dog? Just before we move on to the next aspect, am I supposed to then, say, no, don't do this, Tom, this is bad, help us there, because and it's happened. And the remedy was just beat this dog.
Yeah, thank you so much. Remedy I say kuruva imbwa. Remedy iripo, imbwa yaruma huku yeta sei chiripo kusocialize. Imbwa yonichi. No, chiripo is to correct the behavior in a correct way. Kuti mangwana sei tikasaka pa, we have just to accept it. Saka asi zvinhu zvakaoma kuti zvigone zvigamuchira ndozvaitika kuti mari yese shuwa yabvarurwa. Huku dzese dzatodyiwa inge zvishuwa 110,000 huku zvatomira kutotengeswa dzese dzese dzaurayiwa. But the problem is me, ndini ndisina kusocialize handiti. But ndadaro so inini semunhu asina kusocialize imbwa dzangu ndichongori I have just to accept it. Kuti zvaitika ndogona kuzvitambira but ndogona kucorrecta in a proper way without causing unnecessary pain.
Hansi just accept it. And as we continue to talk about making difficult decisions, let's talk about Okay, perhaps I decide, let me rehome this dog. At school, I just go in there, but let me just take this dog to a different environment, from Kusina, any other, livestock there or something like that. Let's talk about the decisions around rehoming. Also, maybe my dog is sick. If it was a famba in a hip dysplasia, cannot is in a lot of pain. How do I make that difficult decision? Let me get the dog put down. Let me rehome it. Let me have it taken to a specialist center for care. And straight I count down. This is the end of my furry friend's life. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, especially to rehome a dog to a new house. Saka imbwa yakutobva panapa atanga tonogara kumwe kumba like semunhu chaichaiya kumubvisa kuti atanga kugara nawo muvabereki hakuna chinhu chinorwadza usati ndatokura ndasvika form 4 ndaudza vabereki hapasina ava ndo vabereki vangu asina bva ndambogara navo pamwe ndire zvinhu zvandakatospoiliwa nemaparents angu the way yavaita nani nayo nezvimwe zvinhu zvavaitotolareta but kwandakuenda zvichatolaretwa. Saka one of the advice yandoona kupa for rehoming, the best thing is to look for a responsible owner. Wotanga waitawo maresearches unogona kuitawo maybe even mainterviews nemunhu achagara nayo woona kuti imbwa ichi anogara zvakanaka here isati aenda kupi ikoko, kana even ukaona kuti no hakuna kunhu kwandirokwanisa kuiendesa. The best thing that I advise you maybe is to surrender that dog at a dog home, because we have ma specialists variko vari kutsa kugara nembwa zvakaita sei dzakadaro dzabva kuma different, and also those guys vanotsvagawo vanhu varoda kuadopta. But when they are looking for people who want to adopt, vanotarisa kuti vanoita ma-inspections votarisa kumba kunogara imbwa iyi chanogara zvakanaka here, haina maproblems here, havana here mamwe maqueries avo avanoda kupotedzana kugara nehasha zvinogona kudamagewo the emotional aspect of a pet yedu yatiri kunointroduce papi ipapo to a new home. So it's very important to look at that. So chikutanga taura ndechekuti investigate first usati waendesa, or kana wapererwa endesa kuna SPCA, the Animal Friends Foundation, pachava nemunhu achauya kuzoiadopta ikoko. Kana wafunga kuti wachaita sei hauchaide. Not just to dump the dog or kusiya imbwa ma-streets. Don't do that, because vari pamwe vanongosiya ungovhurira imbwa usiya imbwa ma-streets, okutakura imbwa nemota wodrive unoisiya kusango, varipo vanhu vakadaro. That is a very bad thing. Zvasingafaniri kuita. Let's be very responsible pet owners. Then other thing that ndataura nazvo, maybe imbwa yarwarisa or yapinda into a certain condition, there is this thing chinogona kurwadza is ndambotaura before, there's a certain dog yakarwara kusvikira pakuiswa mu-ICU, yaiswa mu-ICU ndobva yaiswa pa-resuscitating machine, and the thing is it's a difficult thing. Yeah, but kwakuri kutongo switcha off kuti imbwa iti izorore kubva kupain yairi. Ndaigara ndichitaura nevamwe vanhu, there is this thing that I liked pandaiverenga Bible, kuti sei vamwe vanhu vachifa Mwari achitendera kuti tife isusu. So ndangoti tingoshandisa the same thing kuti zvinoapply here kumadogs. So just imagine kuti after scene yakauya tikatanga kurwara nekuchembera. Just imagine dai takadya muto weupenyu torarama nekusingaperi, handiti kuti Mwari muideni mami nemuto weupenyu, todya muto weupenyu isi tadya muto wechivi, tobva tararama nekusingaperi tichirwara tichichembera. Just imagine munhu akurwara kusingaperi achisafa nekusingaperi. So titenda Mwari nerufu riripo pakuti that pain yatinayo izoro imbopera, munhu avigwa atofa, handiti. So that's imwe advantage yandakaona hangu yakaunzwa nerufu. Just imagine kurarama nekusingaperi, munhu achichembera achidzorwa musana, kurarama nekusingaperi, chinhu chiri in pain.
I hear you.
Yes,
but I see you're turning into a philosopher and a pastor also. Another series around life and death. But I totally understand what you mean.
Yes. So the same applies. Sarenda Mwari kuti in some cases my pets are going to zorora. But mukuzorora umu zvakatokosha. Or just imagine imbwa yetu kuti ngairarame ngaisvike 200 something years. So this dog is in pain. Inofanira kuti izorore. Kuzorora is the best thing for that dog.
Wow.
So
It's difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah,
You
it's
just
very
took me
difficult.
back to I think every dog lover it had a solemn moment like a somber moment. So what are some of the best ways as we close to celebrate your pet's life and legacy? Tomboti, you've had a long, really exciting life with this dog. Shapira, whether the dog has been sick, it's been promoted to higher glory, it's no longer suffering. Right? How can I celebrate my pet's life? How can I celebrate my pet's legacy? What are some things that we can do in our homes?
Yeah, thank you so much. The other thing that we're gonna maybe is just to accept pet yedu chino ngatirangarire zvakanaka zvatakaitirwa nepet yani. So if you remember anything that is good, that's the best way to celebrate legacy. And each dog ine temperaments yakatosiyana, so uchiona imwe yakatosiyana yakatasi yakamura, but just to remember zvakangonaka ndogara ndichitaura vanhu vazhinji, the purpose of life is to die after delivering what is in you. Yes.
Die empty.
Die empty.
Absolutely.
Yes. So
it applies.
Yes, apply. Kune mapets mamwe akararama with a purpose. So tinoona even kumaforces kukopi outside the country, we have the dogs zaisenza, like there's this Jack who was working in Hanan Fire Department, akazoshaika, then that dog yakatocelebratewa ikadi, but vanhu chavaicelebratera hakusi kuti uyafa pasina Jack, but the thing is just to remember good things. Jack was rescued in Mumba muchibvira, then he akazojoin our fire
then
department.
He became a fire department dog.
Yes. And tinemo madogs akaita zvakanaka atinogona kucelebrata, like no paimwe there's this dog that was Bugs, kaikara naunge Mike wrong, so that dog yaita zvekuti mwana akaenda kurodhi yaidzosa mwana kuti
wow.
So mamwe good memories atinokwanisa kungorangarirawo. Enge chimwe chinhu chekuti tinogona kuchengeterwawo mapictures. So maybe the other thing, let's have memories of our dogs. Pictures haasi ngori yedu chete, let's have patorama nemadogs edu ngative mapictures. Zvinhu zvinogona kuti
I love it. You're going to make me get emotional now. But as we come to the end, I've got some messages here. This one is from Eunice, who says, good evening. There's a certain breed of a big dog that was bought from a security company here in Harare and was deployed to my rural home by my brother. That dog was not friendly at all. It was always aggressive, huffing and puffing all the time. It would attack and eat goats and chickens despite it having been given enough food. People in our hood began to complain about kuti inopedzisira yadya vana mumaumbwe. So the dog was recalled back to Harare. I asked Kuti what could have been the problem with this dog. Handidzo imbwa dzinema lion-like instincts here. So hold on to that dog. Let me also read a couple more. This one says, Hansi Ndi Gilbert. Hansi komakore embwa anoverengwa sei? Because ndakambonzwa zvichinzi one normal year is 7 dog years. And then Koma Sydney Manirakanaka, you say sharing news with friends is another way of celebrating our dog's legacy. And then he says, what are you saying in Bwakuchgamari Sisirum? Yes, it's a video. I'll find it and I'll forward it to you. The currency, I can't tell what money it is, but they're not US dollars now. But zvakatoitika samwe munanga fushira mari yake imbwa yakawana bayadya. Doc, looking at some of those things coming in as we bring the conversation to a close, Eunice is asking there, kuti, are there any dogs akaita zvekudai so kuti anima animal instincts within them? And some dogs have got wolf or lion instincts. And then someone is asking here, how do you reckon or calculate dog years? Is it 1 human year as to 7 dog years? And usually rare.
All right, thank you so much. Maybe the thing Charlotte Tsangi kutaura is for the goat thing. Papa imbwa yakarioma ikaunzwa uko. So the thing is imbwa iyo yanga isina kusocialize zvakaita zvakanaka. So it's very important kuti imbwa dzisocialize from papood, because ndambotaura kutara ndikati imbwa dzinokwanisa kugara nerugare zvakanaka, dzisingarumane, dzisingaita sekugara nedzimwe mhuka nerugare. So it's very important kuti dzive dziri socialized nezvimwe zvinhu. So before rehoming zvakakosha to involve ma-specialists vogona kukubatsirai kuti environment yairi kuenda iyo kune chakati nechakati. Zvakakosha izvozvo kuti zvigone kuitika. Then there is another question and yabvunzwa on the comparing dog
and human years,
as equivalent
yes.
To years. So izvi zviri tricky because ndingangoti tinogona kutangira.
It has been wonderful. So just share your number with us very quickly for our listeners to get a hold of you.
Thank you. Number yangu is +7 +263 717196 +263 717196. Kune vane mvunzo. Then tine pet carnival ya Twitter mswa 20 na mswa 21 December. So varikazotibata mozotibata. That is the pet carnival ya Twitter. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dr. Munashe Nzembe there, our guest. And thank you. What an engaging pet series. Stay tuned for more programs to come. Your time is exactly 7 o'clock. It's time for the news.